It's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants. Two teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in week 4. Now, this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield. Barkley, inside handoff, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Well, that's how you convert on 3rd down with an explosive gain of 34. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they'll get him down right around the 16. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Barkley is into the end zone. Touchdown, Giants.
And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they got to like the way that they started this ball game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Ready up.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And nowhere for him to go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and it'll be a turnover on downs. A first down carry for Barkley. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got him this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that. That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up. And it carries over to the other side of the ball.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. And the slot man goes in motion left.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Let's go now. Hey, hold you.
They'll set up to throw.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's second down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And the Texans, they have scored again and moved in front by a couple of touchdowns. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a turn and a give to Barkley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
On play action, they'll throw. Throwing left side, it's complete.
And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A pretty sizable deficit here in the 1st quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on 3rd down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last 3rd down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another 1st down, almost back to the drawing board. Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A handoff to Barkley on the option.
And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing.
Here we go, set.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown.
Juju Smith-Schuster,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Giants are able to add on to their first half lead.
And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do? Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Giants are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline.
sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Slot man moves right.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Back to throw now on 1st down. This is caught. Touchdown, Panthers. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Panthers get a bit closer.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That is caught by Smith-Schuster.
He's got room at the 30, down to the 10,
and all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
Juju Smith-Schuster
with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Giant offense going to stay on the field as they'll go for 2. They're going to run it with Bart. You know, we've discussed this before, and we've seen it in practices. Extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
On the double.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
And cycle. Hey, cross field.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37, gain of 9. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They go play action here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. On the move past the 40. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Let's go now.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They haven't been able to stop them so far this series, but getting a nice little stand from their defense now.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Giants will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So his struggles just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled. Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 49 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And some room to maneuver. There he goes, right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. From 10 yards out.
And the Panthers are able to cut into that deficit.
Gonzalez to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make our score 31-14 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Up the middle with Barkley. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And down he'll go at the 25. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming.
I like what they were thinking on defense. Just guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let anyone pass that. Didn't matter whether they threw it or ran it. They just ended up rallying to the football on the running play and stopped them short of a 1st down.
They're going to try and throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Hands it off out of the gun.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Ready.
It'll definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. From the corner, it was Kendall Fuller with a sack.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, this from 37. And he missed it. Gonzalez has pushed it to the right.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. He's going to go up top again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. And nowhere to hide on that play.
No, there was not, because every exit door, that was surrounded. And I think that was supposed to be a bootleg, but he had no chance to get outside the pocket and try and make a play.
2nd and long. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Hey, check Mega. Solid red. Set.
They'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Set, hut. Check smash. Strike. Check strike. Set.
They'll try and throw for it here. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Good running from Barkley there on first down as he'll get forward for about 6 yards.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll set up a throw. Now he's got it. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley punching it in from a yard away, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ultra, ultra.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Chop, 17, strike, strike. And cycle. Black ultra. Hut, hut.
Back to throw here. And this one almost intercepted.
far too loose with the football on nearly a fourth pick of the ball game.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. That's out to the left, flat and complete. No gain on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley.
To about the 26 here.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards.
And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
No problem there on the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual. Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Third quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Open man is Fortson. He's got it. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Now back to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked it.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
No, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it.
He'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and that will force a turnover on downs. Elsewhere, a 3rd quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. It's the Texans firmly in control of that one. They've scored again. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
But trying not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Giants.
Colin Johnson,
31 yards.
and the Giants get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr.
And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
A big play there for Carolina. 55 yards. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
Back.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right.
They'll run with Stevenson.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit.
That touchdown, Charles, the first rushing TD of his rookie year.
I don't know that he's going to be Lamar Jackson or Russell Wilson or Josh Allen at this stage of his career, but he's got youth on his side. Those young legs, he put them to good use there, didn't he?
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. They'll go Madison up the middle. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game, and a first down on that last catch as well. A give to Barkley out of the gun.
And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
So naturally they will decline it. They got the first down anyway on the play.
Who needs a penalty when you picked up the first down through hard work and effort anyway? First down.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Giants are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Ready?
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Giants are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. 2nd and 9 now. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And, oh, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by it.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Right.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Smith. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that will be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. And the Panthers turned away on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They're going to look to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That's Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker who got in and dropped him to the turf.
A truly all-around great effort against the pass today. First an interception, now getting to the quarterback for the first time in this contest. I think offensively, they just forgot to prepare for him or simply overlooked him in getting ready for this one. Either way, a big mistake, and he's making them pay for it.
Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. And the Panthers will take over possession here up at the 44. Now they get a fourth quarter pick, a little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Ultra. Go ultra.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 23 yards, the final tally.
Here we go, set. Black shot.
They'll look to throw here. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 18. 23 yards on the play. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late fourth quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got a man complete. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He'll drop to throw. He's going to let it go again. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference to see what he has to say because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is of all those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Giants, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the New Orleans Saints.